Hello, friends, and welcome back to the Brockopp side. The Addams Family was directed by Conrad Vernon and Greg Tiernan, and this movie is about the Addams family that moved to New Jersey, and of course they're a bunch of spooky, scary monster people, and the local townspeople are like, "Ooh, that's weird, I don't like that. That's not normal. Anything not normal is bad." And that's basically the plot of the movie. And before I go any further, let me just apologize up front if my teeth or tongue look particularly strange because I just got back from the movie, and during it I had myself an Addams Family themed black cherry icy, which even though it turned my tongue black, is actually pretty good. I'd recommend it if you're gonna go see this movie. But anyway, if you are gonna go see this movie, yeah, I thought this movie was pretty good. You know, it was just a fun, enjoyable, family-friendly Halloween movie, and that's basically all it really had to be, and that's exactly what it is. First of all, I love the art style to this movie, just, you know, all the gothic, creepy, monotone art design, you know, they're very Victorian, little German expressionism in there. It's, of course, a key staple to the Addams Family aesthetic, but I think it translates very nicely to animation form because, you know, everything else is so bright and colorful nowadays, including the small town within the movie where everyone's all normal and vibrant and all that. So I really like that nice color contrast there. So the movie was pleasing to look at, especially in like some night scenes where everything's all dark and murky and the atmosphere is full of storm clouds and stuff. That was really cool, and I just really love that kind of stuff in general. And the Addams Family themselves are comprised of a pretty stellar cast, including Charlize Theron as Morticia, Oscar Isaac as Gomez, Finn Wolfhard as Pugsley, Chloe Grace Moretz as Wednesday. You know, when I found out these actors were going to voice these characters, I was instantly hooked by that because, you know, these are all great actors, and I think they do justice to these roles very nicely, even if it is just in voiceover form. And actually, if you take a look at all of them in real life, they could almost play these characters in a live-action movie as well, but I guess we have to settle for them in animation form, which is still fine, you know. And probably one of my favorite inclusions in this cast is of Titus Burgess, even though he plays just a very small secondary character. Now, you probably know Titus from Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt, which I think he's a great character there, and it was just a nice pleasant surprise to hear him in this movie as well. So as far as the story goes, it's pretty basic, not a whole lot you haven't seen before. You know, the movie basically centers around Wednesday going into normal world, you know, growing up, you know, seeing that not everything's this creepy, dark monster stuff all the time, you know, so it's kind of like the rebellious teenager story, but the other way around. So instead of a perfectly normal girl turning into a goth chick, it's the other way around, and she starts influencing some of her friends as well. And even though we have seen that kind of rebellious teenage story before, I thought it was just kind of fun to see it here too. One of my favorite parts is when she comes home with like this little unicorn beret in her hair, and Morticia gets so scared that the color comes back into her skin and all that. That was really funny. I got a big laugh out of the audience, even though the theater was only like half full, but still, big laugh, big laugh. And that's really about it. The story is very basic. This movie doesn't do a whole lot new, but it was a fun, passive time at the movies. You know, it's one of those Halloween, spooky type films that, you know, the kids and the parents can enjoy if they go to the theater to see it. So if you just want some family-friendly Halloween fun, then you'll probably have it here with this movie. You know, if you're a big-time Addams Family fan, you might feel disappointed in this. You know, I'm more of a passive fan of the Addams Family myself. You know, I haven't seen every single movie and TV show, but my high school actually did put on an Addams Family play one year, which I know that really doesn't sound all that fun, but I actually thought that was pretty cool. So, anybody from high school who was in that play, I remember. I had a good time with that, just like I had a good time with this movie. So all in all, The Addams Family is a movie that if you want to take your kids to see a fun Halloween film that you'll enjoy yourself, well then you're probably going to get that here. But you know what? That's enough of the family-friendly Halloween goodness. It is 2 weeks in October. Halloween is like 3 weeks away. No more of this family crap. Let's just whip out the adult R-rated slasher movies. And let's get away from this PG nonsense. So, those are my thoughts on The Addams Family. If you guys have seen this movie, or if you can't help but snap your fingers every time somebody says Addams, Tell me about it down below, and we'll see you on the Brockopp side.